I love Hernando, Mississippi. This town was founded back in the 1830s, first called Jefferson, but by the end of the 1830s, it was established as Hernando, Mississippi. Hernando got its name from the first Spanish explorer to explore this area, and that was Hernando DeSoto. Hernando is the county seat, DeSoto is the county. I'm actually in Hernando, standing in front of the Crumpler Ferguson home. It's a 150-year-old home that has been used as a residence, a restaurant, a way station for weary travelers, a field hospital during the American Civil War. It's actually located next door to the DeSoto County Museum, trying to remind us about our history. That's what makes Hernando one of the charms of DeSoto County. Hernando still has this old city feel. However, there's new development going on all around it, and it's one of the fastest growing cities actually in DeSoto County. Current population in 2024 is about 19,000, and that population doubled between 1990 and 2000 with a lot of growth happening. And there's more growth happening now. Was actually in a conversation with another realtor this morning, and their builder, a company that she works for, is actually building a new 800 home subdivision just on the north side of town across from the new high school. That's just one of several developments going on around here. Well, today I want to talk about why you should consider living in Hernando, Mississippi. But before I do, I just want to remind you that I'm Jeff Jones with Mid-South Homes at eXp Realty, and if you're going to move in 9 days or 9 months, I and my network of agents are glad to help you make a confident move, whether that's buying or selling. If you don't have to be in our market, we can actually help you where you are, because I've got a network of agents all over the United States and even in some other countries. If you want to stay up to date on the latest of living in Memphis, all you need to do is click the subscribe button somewhere on this page, like this page so that others just like you can find this page. You'll be the first to know when new information is around for Memphis and any of the surrounding areas here in the Mid-South. Okay, so let's get back to Hernando. Some of what I love about Hernando, as I've already mentioned, is this quiet community feel that we have in Hernando. You may hear an airplane overhead. We are about 15 miles south of Memphis, but we'll talk about that in a minute, directly south of the Memphis International Airport. But Hernando does have this quiet community feel. There's the A Fair in May every year on the Hernando Square, which itself is kind of a historical district. It is also the county courthouse area is a location where events happen during the summer, concerts, family events. Oh, and who can forget the farmers market that happens in the spring and the summer. Got some video from last summer at the farmers market. It attracts 300 to 500 people every Saturday morning for fresh vegetables, fresh meat, fresh milk, all from local growers, and just a great fun time. If you're in Hernando on a Saturday morning, you do need to check out the farmers market. And I'm showing you some other footage of around Hernando, up and down Commerce Street, which is the main east-west thoroughfare. I-55, Highway 51 are the primary north-south thoroughfares. Traffic gets congested on Commerce near I-55. Just be aware of that. It is a federal highway interstate system, so trying to do some renovations to open up Commerce, change the interchange, the off and on ramps. That's taking involvement of the federal government, which is not a fast process, and it costs a lot of money. But Hernando's working on that. DeSoto County is working on that to try to make it better for the residents who live here. I mentioned proximity to Memphis. Hernando is about 15 miles south of Memphis, south of the Memphis Airport. Downtown is probably closer to 20 miles. It is still close enough to Memphis to benefit from the amenities. The Memphis Zoo, AutoZone Ballpark, where the Memphis Redbirds play, a St. Louis Cardinals team. Also, you have Memphis State, excuse me, it's where I graduated from, but it's the University of Memphis. Football, basketball, the basketball that happens at FedEx Forum downtown, also home of the Memphis Grizzlies. There are all kinds of great sporting, entertainment aspects, Beale Street downtown, that you can take advantage of. And being 15 to 20 miles south, Hernando is still close enough to be able to enjoy those, but it's far enough away to not get as much of the spillover from some of the difficulties of Memphis. South Haven, Olive Branch, Horn Lake deal with a little bit more police issues from spillover from Memphis because they're just right next to it. Hernando has some of that, but not nearly as much because it is further south. It doesn't border any part of Memphis. So you might find that a little bit better. So its proximity to Memphis, you can be at the zoo in 30 minutes. You can be out east at FedEx World Headquarters or Costco in 30, 40 minutes from Hernando. So it's a great place to live. If you're thinking about living in the Memphis area, you want to think about living in Hernando. As I've already said, the pros to living in Hernando are going to be the quiet community feel and its proximity to Memphis. It's close enough to take advantage of the good stuff and far enough away to not have as much of the negative coming out of Memphis. Now let's talk about 3 more things that I think are great about living in Hernando. Schools are one of the top reasons you should consider Hernando, Mississippi. According to greatschools.org, Hernando has some of the best rated schools in all of the state of Mississippi. Some of the best in DeSoto County, which is typically the best in the state anywhere in the county. However, Hernando's are some of the best. Behind me, you see the new Hernando High School. It's scheduled to be open in the 25-26 school year, and when that happens, the existing high school will move out here, and then all of the Hernando schools will become specialty schools. Primary school, elementary school, middle school, the high school. Instead of having multiple elementary schools, which we currently do, we'll have just a couple of grades at each of the schools. That helps with the population in Hernando. So if you're thinking about making a move to the Mid-South, to the Memphis area, and you're thinking about Hernando, just keep in mind that the schools are one of the best reasons you want to consider moving to Hernando, Mississippi. Another reason to consider living in Hernando, Mississippi is access to the interstates. There are 2 interstates going through Hernando. I-269 is the newest one. It's been open for about 3 years. It typically runs east and west and connects with I-55 coming out of Hernando or out of South Haven that runs north and south. And I-55 is a little bit further to the west. As I said, 269 is newer. If you continue going east on 269, you will actually connect to I-40 on the east side of Memphis, which gets you toward Nashville if you're going that direction. If you live in the southern part of Hernando, you're probably going to jump on the interstate on I-55. If you live on the northern side, you're going to hit Mackingvale or Getwell or Pleasant Hill and hit 269. Be careful though, because even though access to the interstates is a good feature for Hernando, there are typically bottlenecks 2 or 3 times a week on I-55, either in the morning or the afternoon, because there are 8 lanes on I-55 down through South Haven coming out of Memphis, and there's only 4 lanes in Hernando going north or going south. So where that bottleneck happens, there typically can be a wreck, can be a stalled car, it slows traffic down. Just check your maps if you're heading out of Hernando in the morning or heading back in the afternoon to see if you need to get access onto Highway 51 or come down Getwell, Tullahoma, Mackingvale, Pleasant Hill, wherever you need to do. There are ways to get around it, but these interstates are easy access and a good selling feature for living in Hernando, Mississippi. The last pro I'm going to cover on living in Hernando in this video happens to be the homes. There are a variety of all kinds of styles of homes in Hernando and in the Hernando mailing address, even if it's outside the city limits. large homes on land, large homes on big lots, smaller homes in the downtown area, brand new subdivisions like the one that I'm in right now, all over the city and the surrounding area. Hernando is one of the most expensive areas in DeSoto County, but remember, you get the quiet community, the great schools, the proximity to Memphis, access to the interstate, and these types of homes. If you're looking to make a move in 9 days or 9 months, I and my network of agents can help you make a confident move in the Memphis area and anywhere in the country. Just reach out and see how we can help you out. If you have any more questions about something you want to know specifically about Hernando, there are all kinds of different ways to contact me, and make sure that you hit the subscribe and like button and click that bell so that you're the first to get the latest information that comes out about living in Memphis.